I still remember the sound of the key turning in the lock, sharp and final. It wasn't just a door closing. It was my daughter shutting me out of the very life I had built. "Find somewhere else to die," she said, her voice steady and cold. "You're useless now." Then she walked away, the echo of her heels fading into the silence that had already swallowed what used to be my home. My home. The same house where I carried her in as a newborn. The same house where my husband's laughter once filled the hallways. Now it belonged to her. Or at least she believed it did. When my husband, Daniel, passed away, I thought grief would be my worst enemy. I was wrong. The real pain came after the funeral, when our lawyer, Mr. Greaves, announced that everything, the house, the investments, the $33 million, would go to our daughter, Lily. She was 26. Brilliant, beautiful, and ruthless in ways I had prayed she'd never become. I smiled through it. I told her I was proud. I told myself Daniel must have had his reasons. But deep inside, something broke. I remembered being there when he signed the papers, a silent witness. When I asked him later why my name was missing, he only said, "You'll understand one day." Lily changed overnight. She began drifting through the house like she was auditioning for a richer life. Designer heels, expensive friends, champagne breakfasts. When I asked her to slow down, she smirked. "You wouldn't understand, Mom. This world isn't for you." The first time she raised her voice, I let it slide. The second time, I almost answered back. The third time, she threw a glass. It shattered between us, tiny shards catching the light. That's when I saw it, her father's arrogance without his kindness, his sharpness without his heart. She hadn't just inherited his fortune, she had inherited his worst parts. The day she kicked me out, it was raining. My suitcase sat at the bottom of the stairs, one I didn't even remember packing. Lily stood above me, arms crossed, calm and deliberate. "You'll be fine," she said. "You've had your life. Don't make this harder." I looked up at her and almost didn't recognize my own daughter. "Lily," I whispered, "you have no idea what you're doing." She smiled.
"No, Mom."
"You don't." Then she shut the door. I didn't cry. Not once. Instead, I remembered Daniel's last words before he slipped away. "The truth is in the second envelope." At the time, I thought he was delirious. Now, I wasn't so sure. So I called Mr. Greaves. He agreed to meet, though I could hear hesitation in his voice. When I arrived at his office, I didn't sit down. "Daniel left something else, didn't he?" I asked. He sighed, that long, reluctant sigh of a man burdened with secrets. Then he opened a drawer and pulled out a sealed envelope, yellowed around the edges, my name written in Daniel's familiar, careful handwriting. "Your husband asked me to hold this until the right time," he said. "He told me you'd know when that was." I smiled. "I do." Inside was another will, dated 2 months after the first. Same lawyer, same witnesses, but a very different outcome. This one was specific. Lily would inherit the house, yes, but only the structure. Everything inside it, the art, the jewelry, the furniture, even the land rights, reverted to me. The accounts, too. Every cent of the $33 million would transfer to my control under one condition. I was to let Lily believe she had it all until she revealed her true nature. Daniel had known her better than I ever had. And now, she had shown herself completely. I waited 3 days before calling Mr. Greaves again. He invited both of us for what he described as a clarification meeting about estate paperwork. Lily arrived in a white suit, radiant, smug, untouchable. I wore the same black coat I'd been kicked out in. She didn't even glance at me. Mr. Greaves adjusted his glasses, cleared his throat, and began reading the second will aloud. By the third paragraph, the color drained from Lily's face. "What is this?" she stammered. He continued reading. "And should the daughter show disrespect or cruelty toward the widow, her inheritance shall be considered null and void, transferring in full to the wife." Lily turned to me, her voice trembling. You planned this?" I met her gaze calmly.
"No, Lily."
"Your father did. I just waited." The lawyer chuckled softly. The kind of laugh that rolls through a room like distant thunder. "Miss Carter," he said, "did you even read the will?" Lily's hand shook as she tried to grab the papers, but she couldn't. The weight of realization hit her all at once. Every cruel word, every selfish act, every ounce of contempt, all of it had become her undoing. When she finally looked at me again, her confidence was gone. All that remained was the little girl I once held at night when she cried over scraped knees. "Mom," she whispered, "please." I stood, straightened my coat, and walked toward the door. "You told me to find somewhere else to die," I said quietly. "I found somewhere better to live." That night, I returned home, my home. The locks had already been changed. Mr. Greaves's team had seen to that. Lily's clothes,
To be continued.